Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone and taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation, much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson real quick, which was just sparked by, talking, having a conversation with somebody. But, I got a couple precepts on the top of my mind, but nevertheless, just talking with some people out here and just, how do I put it? Even these people out here are pretty much seeing this, this earth is decaying. All right. Just to put it to you, plain and blunt. But hey, the reason that these things are happening like this is because of, people, how do I say? They turn away from the so-called old ways. All right. People would like to say, oh, it's a new day. Let them do whatever they want to do. Can't judge these people. The old ways, the new, they talk about all the old ways, the ancient ways versus modern days. Oh, they did that back in the olden days. This is a new day. Y'all got to stop thinking about those old types of ways. Hey, but nevertheless, all these little things, which may seem small, all right, in the sight of man, all right, add up to a way bigger picture. All right, I can remember when I was younger, parents used to make a big deal about their daughters going outside the house, with short shorts on. And I'm not talking about short shorts like they got today. All right, we talking about some short shorts that they had back in the days. And when I say that, those shorts was a lot longer than what they have on today. And people would think of, where they just slightly above the kneecap, and they was like, why is it that's not such a big deal? And, just certain things they were wearing back then, it wasn't so revealing, but I mean, it was a lot more revealing than the generations beforehand. All right. But nevertheless, you see where that has brought us today. All right. Where you have these women walking around pretty much butt naked, and again, off of that, women's liberation. They should be able to do whatever they want to do and dress however they want to dress. All right. Men should, respect these women for whatever. Can't shame a woman for the things that she does. But then you wonder why, these people don't have good relationships on certain things, and just everything is just tainted, man. All right. But it starts with just a little bit of small things, and it festers and festers and festers until it grows to a way larger problem, man. All right. Just speaking on that topic, they wanted these women to be equal with men and women to be able to do whatever they wanted to go and do. There was a conversation about not going to get too much into the conversation, but it was a conversation topic that some people were having about, certain things. And it was just like, basically they were saying a woman wanted to be able to do what a man is doing. All right. But then now, they were talking about, I forgot the term that they use, where it's like, basically like a woman having multiple partners and everything else like that. And this was the new way. But the woman that was so-called calling in about these things, she was pretty much saying that she was unhappy, and she the one who brought it all up. But this is some new trend, I guess, is going out. Hey, but then, as they realized, like, well, y'all don't have a so-called good loving relationship. Y'all are just sleeping around with any and everybody. This is what it extends to, You're not fulfilled. You're just basically just going around having rampant sex. It's quote unquote sounds good on paper to have your liberations and everything else like that, and vice versa, and another topic, these women being able to dress however they want to dress, get these body tattoos all over the place. And now they're starting to realize they got all these freedoms. Yeah, there's a lot of men that'll sleep with you, but none of these men are willing to, and wanting to commit with you, man. You have your whole chest and face tatted up. Don't no man want to marry you and have to walk you down the aisle and meet his family and everything else like that. But you had the freedom to dress like that, man. But nevertheless, hey, this is where we at. All right, so let's read this. Proverbs 30 and verse 11. All right, it says, there's a generation that curses their father and doth not bless their mother. All right, because again, going back to how things used to be. All right. It seems like every generation that goes down, like, oh, my parents did this unto me, I don't want to do this unto my kids. There's another thing that say, oh, my parents used to discipline me as a child. I'm not going to discipline my children. I'm not going to spank my kids because my parents did that to me. But now you're seeing these kids are running around. That was another topic that was going on about all these little shooters and everything else like that. And, they were about to re-put these laws into place with these plain clothes officers because of the rampant shootings and things like that up in New York. But then, you had some of the older generation that was calling in saying that was bad, how they was pretty much doing our people. But what do you do now? You have all these kids that's running around because they didn't have no guidance and things like that. All right. They just want to so-called run around and be shooting up the spot, more or less for just clout, not even just for any type of reason. They're doing a lot of these things nowadays just for attention, basically. They keep throwing around this word clout. That's not really, they're actually using that word wrong because, clout is just like, it's actually a good thing to have clout. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was a Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos and something like that, you know, you go in a car dealership, park a lot to be looking for a car. You want to test drive a car because they know who you are. You have clout. They're not really worried about you being able to afford a car on the lot. You know, that's, you know, how you know, will use that term properly. But nevertheless, getting back into these things, man, you know, these different generations are now not being raised up with, how do I say, proper guidance from the generations before. So now you have all these new devices, new perils that's coming into the earth. All right, this is destroying every damn thing, man. This new way of doing all these different things, man. Everybody's just saying, oh, this is the new trends. There's so many new damn trends that's coming out, but it's just, hey, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse, man. All right. But it says there's a generation that curses their father. All right. And a lot of these situations that you have going on, if you go back to the forefront, you would ask yourself, well, would this kid be doing this if they actually had a father or a good father in the household? Would you see all these boys running around just throwing up gang signs, pants hanging off their ass, shooting up the spot and everything else, all on drugs? There was another topic they was talking about. They were saying back in the olden days, you know, dealing with these rappers and stuff like that, how it was, you know, they was more or less drug dealers out of the struggle. All right, but they would shame their friends for actually doing drugs. Nowadays, these guys that are rapping and stuff, they're not even rapping about selling drugs because of the struggle. They rapping about being high on the drugs, you know, that Molly, Percocet, and everything else like that, man. All right, and this is a shame, man. All right, and they were saying, you know, it was something that, you know, obviously you shouldn't be selling drugs or doing drugs, but it was saying something about how, you know, back then, they, you know, these people from back in the olden days, it was like, yo, we were struggling and, you know, we were trying to put some food on the table and help our parents out. You know, nowadays, again, they're not doing all these things. They got more opportunities now than they did beforehand, man. They're doing these things just for so-called clout and everything else like that, man. All right. Continuing on, it says, there's a generation that curses their father and doth not bless their mother. All right. We're not even going to speak about how these single mothers are part of the problem with a lot of these things, man. All right. Because they're a bunch of big ass kids nowadays, too, man. Again, they didn't have their father to discipline them in their life. And now what are they doing? They're in turn doing the same thing to their children, man. All right. It says there's a generation that are pure in their own eyes and yet is not washed from their filthiness. All right. So, hey, man, you know, they're pure in their own eyes. They're out here doing whatever they think is right. All right. They have no real guidance, man. All right. Like I said, this is the prime example. You're starting to see a lot of these women that have these big ass chest tattoos all the way across their whole breast. Not just like there was a rapper back in the day, Eve, who had a couple little paw prints. No, they got like a big ass spider web and all kind of shit on there. Like, yo, and you wondering why you single, or not why you single, you know, because they can get men to sleep with them, but why don't a man want to marry you? You got like 5 kids, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, meaning you ain't got no job. You got this big ass chest piece tat, face tat, and you wonder, and gold teeth, and wonder why no man want to take you serious. Y'all all about games. Well, if you had your father in your life, he would tell you you shouldn't be doing all these things. Ain't no man gonna really respect you over these things, man. All right, same vice versa with these men out here, man. All right, but hey, they didn't have no good upbringing, but look, they followed after these devices out in the world. Oh, I got my face tatted up. You know, speaking of these guys, I got my face tatted up to ensure that I would never have to go get a real job in my life, man. All right, I was going to make it as a rapper, man. All right, and most of these rappers ain't even surviving, 5 years in the rap game without getting killed off, man. All right, or being basically drug junkies and things like that, man. This is what you're aspiring to be. All right. It says there's a generation, how loftier their eyes and their eyelids are lifted up. All right. The things that they're looking at, man, they think that this is the way. They say this all the time. I'm a queen. I need to be treated like a queen. These women say they need to be treated like a queen. And then they have these types of standards. You got to have your own house, your own car, your own this, your own that. But she a stay-at-home mom, right, with 5 kids. Well, who is paying your bills? All right, you staying at home with your parents. Like, what kind of shit is this? All right, but they all high and almighty, man. All right, and these guys think that they should be making all kind of, I should be getting to the bag and this and that with no kind of real skills, man. Nobody's teaching this new generation how to actually be, responsible and accountable adults, man. All right, everybody's just pretty much big ass kids nowadays, man. All right, and this whole society, the morality of the society is just crumbling at a rapid rate, man. All right, let me continue on because I got quite a few precepts I want to grab real quick. Let me grab this while it's on the top of my head real quick. This is Book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. All right, and we always bring this here out. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction." All right, and that's for what? The elect out here, man. Don't get caught up into this little facade about a lot of these different things out here, because why? All these things out here are traps, man. It's all snares, man. All right, you got to keep that sober mind about all these things, man. All this stuff out here it's all basically designed, it's the valley of the shadow of death, man. It's designed to keep you in a perpetual state of sinning, transgressing, all right, which we know the wages of sin is what? Death, man. Everything here is a death culture, man. All these different things is going to lead you to live an unfulfilled life, man. All right, so hey, we can go on multiple topics of all kind of different things out here, but all these things here is just going to pretty much drain you out and kill you over, man. All right, let me go to this in Genesis, because this is ultimately what the end all. Let me grab something else first real quick, because this is going to be the end all be all with that. Where's that? Isaiah 24, and getting straight to the point. This is Isaiah 24. I'm gonna jump around real quick. Well, let me jump down here first. Verse 4. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." And again, look at all these different paths and avenues you could take here, man. All right, whether it's getting a job out here, man. All right, all the so-called good jobs are going down the pipeline, man. All right, hey, trying to get a decent woman out here, man. You got to worry about if she got not a back page with OnlyFans. All right, you got to accept her as she is and everything else like that, and the type of shit she do to your kids. You can't even have kids out here, because look, what they going to do when they bring them into the school systems and things like that, man. Indoctrinate them with those things, man. All right, you can't even be your own man out here, man. All these things has gone away. It's so bad now that even the wicked are upset out here, man. All right, all these, you got a lot of these women now that was so-called feminists, want to be free and independent, that's going up against all these other free and independent women. Like, damn, y'all stop asking for this Miss Independent. I used to like just being able to stay at home and cook for my man, and that's all I had to do. But hey, they bit after this here this apple or this Babylonian juice. All right, now everything is defiled, man. All right. It says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant." So you got, in another sense, you got all these people trying to so-called eat healthy and eat what they call it, organic food and non-GMO food, man. Hey, man, but if you was keeping the land Sabbaths and things like that, man, and not overproducing things, all right, you wouldn't have to worry about these things, man. But what, they wanted everything, how they say, right now, they didn't want to wait for anything. They didn't have patience for anything. They wanted everything quick, fast, and in a hurry, man. But hey, nothing comes quick, fast, and in a hurry like that. Nothing of value anyway, man. That's the type of society that we have in right now. Everybody want to so-called get rich quick. They want everything to come up to happen real quick. Nobody wants to put in the work and have to put in the work on anything, man. Whether it be a job, a career, a relationship. None of these people want any of these things, man. Hey, speaking of relationships, they want you to already have everything together and right then and there at the point in time. You don't have a growing phase, They want to just walk in and have everything prepared for you, Look at it on a smaller scale. Most people want to go out to eat and have food already prepared for them versus going home and actually cooking and everything else like that, man. They'll get the stuff that's already mixed up in a box and everything instead of getting the different vegetables and things like that, and having to chop that up and prepare this, prepare that, and put a meal together, man. They want it all quick, fast, and in a hurry, man. But look at what the type of food that you get when you get all that, man. Processed food, man. Leading you to sicknesses and diseases, man. All right. But let's jump up. It says, verse 20, Isaiah 24:1, it says, "Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof." Jump down to verse 3. It says, "The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh have spoken his word." All right. So, hey, we just read that this whole earth is fading away because, why? They transgress the law. So the Most High's got to destroy all these things, man. All right. From, how they say, from the rooter to the tutor. All right. You got to start with the mentality of these people, man. All right. Because look, you can destroy the whole earth and everything else like that, or move all the people around it and everything else. But if they still have the same mindset and the mentality of all these things, man, they're going to continue to keep going on in their wickedness, man. So it starts with their mindset first and foremost. But nevertheless, you have all these people that want to so-called, I'm going to move around and start over. I'm going to go, you see a lot of these people that move from one place after they destroyed their life in one location, move to another place, but they still have the same mindset. So they fall right back into the same traps that they was in beforehand, man. This is why when you come into the truth, you have to be born again. You have to become a new man. And hey, when you come into the truth, man, it opens up your eyes. And this is why we see things like we see now. It's like, yo, man, we just got to be delivered up out of here, man, because everything is destroyed, man. You're not going to find that diamond in the rough. You're not going to find that one good thing. If I can just find me one good job, if I can just find me one good deal, one good woman, one good this, one good that, it ain't gonna happen, man. You need too many things to line up, and that's just not gonna happen, man. We just need salvation, all right? But hey, we like the scripture say, we look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. Because this whole place is polluted. We already read it, man. This is not our rest, man. This place is polluted. It's going to destroy us. So we have to get up out of here, man. All right. So let me continue on. Let me go now to Genesis. 6. 6 and 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. All right, so hey, this is what these people, that's how they think of nowadays, man. How can I finesse the next person? How can I get over on the next person, man? It's so bad to the point to where when you genuinely try to help somebody out for something, they look at you strange like, nah, bro, what's the, your ulterior motive, man? Bro, I was just holding the door open for you so I wasn't being rude, man. You was walking in the gas station behind me, so I'm holding the door open. Why are you looking at me strange because I held the door open for you, man? Or why are you looking at me strange because I told you dropped some money on the ground, or whatever it is. I'm just trying to help you out. I seen that, whatever it is, man. Like you see what it is out here, man. You just try to tell somebody about whatever it is, however big or however small it is. Hey, man, your dog got out, he run down the block. You go knock on your neighbor's door and shit. They all peeking out the door. They don't want to answer the door and shit because they, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the thoughts of these people's minds, you can't even give somebody a so-called good deal about something because they're like, nah, man, I don't trust that, man. Because look at all these different things, man. Hey, we're not gonna get into that topic. If it looked too good to be true, just know in this here time frame, it is too good to be true, man. Because everything that's so-called is glittering is really just poison. Is gonna destroy you, man. And you can take that to anything that's out here, man. All right, hey, it's to the point now that the things that's ugly and rough out here is actually the true and natural stuff, man. All right, like this here truth, man. Most people hate us because when we speak to them, it's rough and it's rugged, man. We be cussing and things like that. We just be getting straight to the truth. But guess what? It's just like food. That bitter food is actually good for you. But that sweet, good tasting food, all right, it ain't so good for you, man. And even with these here women out here, man, the better they look, the better chances you have that she bought that damn body, or, they bought that damn body and transformed themselves. So when you see these little flaws out here, even when you go into the grocery store, man, you see these damn fruits and the vegetables on there. The more glossier they look, the more better that they look. 9 times out of 10, that shit is fake, man. All right, real fruits and vegetables, they all have flaws and things out there like that, man. It ain't nothing out here that's necessarily perfect. They're perfect in their roughness, man. All right, but hey, everything's turned upside down in this here place, man. All right, let me jump down. Verse 11, it says, the earth also was corrupted before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his ways upon the earth. So everything has changed its course, its position, and got out of line with the Most High and righteousness, man. All right, the how do I put it? The how they say, be fruitful and multiply. All right, that was the original purpose of you having sex. Now people are just having sex to get their rocks off, man. And so now, when you have, that's another thing, when they have, I forgot what they call it, the hookup culture. All right, that's some whole wicked shit in itself. They got some little documentaries on those types of things with these dating apps is doing to people, man. All right, it's destroying what it's like to have a real connection with folks. They had something coming out the other day where they say the new trend is people just going out on actual dates nowadays, because with the pandemic, everybody being locked down, all right, and everybody going to these little social media sites, and they just hooking up. They wasn't really going out because everything was pretty much shut down. And so they just going over to each other's house and getting drunk and hooking up. Now people are craving how do you call it? Natural affection from one another, a real connection with one another, man. So, hey, man, people ain't even having real natural connections with one another. You got these terms called like introverts and extroverts and shit like that. That's a false concept, man. They called it, back in my days, they used to call these people antisocial, man. When I was a kid, we was all antisocial, man. All right, my mom and them used to take us around other folks. It might be our cousins or whatever. We 4 or 5 years old. Stop being all shy. Go over there and make friends. Go over there and play with them other little kids. They force us to go out there and talk to these people, man. All right, but nowadays, you got these social media sites where we can talk to people behind these little avatars that you got. So now when people are walking around, they don't know how to talk to folks, man. And people think that just, the most awkward thing to be doing is walking down the hallway. It's just you and another person crossing paths, or down the street, and you say, oh, hey, how's it going? Just so y'all don't be awkward. And they looking at you like you all weird. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying not to make this here walk past or whatever to be awkward. Just, I acknowledge you there and being, we walk down the hall together. Hey, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? They looking at you like you weird, man. When I was growing up back in the old place, one of the spots where we used to live at, man, whenever you would pass somebody, whether it be driving on the road, you might be sitting on the porch, they riding down the road, everybody waved at everybody. It was to the point where as a kid, I used to say, like, y'all know them? Why everybody waving at everybody? I'm like, that's just the common courtesy to what you do. But nowadays, you do shit like that, people, like, they take it the wrong way. All right, so, hey, everything here is corrupted, man. So just like you've used to read this here chapter, this is why the flood came, man. All right. So I'm going to actually cut this a little short, but I'm going to try to read a couple more precepts. But, hey, man, just to get to the point, man, this whole place is all done up. It's through, man. Where is it at? Yeah, this is it right here. Let me just get to the point. Second Ezra 9, I'm gonna read from verse 20. I'm gonna read down a little bit. It says, so I considered the world, and behold, that there was peril because of the devices that came into it. All right, hey, check the temperature out here with all these people, man. All these people with all these freedoms and everything else like that. That's another little topic that came up. You know, where they say, the question is, name another time frame, another society. All right, you know, where basically women are freer than they have ever been. You know, you can't name no other societies like than the women here in America that they've had. You know, so they're freer to do whatever they want to go and do, and they're so-called less depressed nowadays. So why are they the least happiest they've ever been on the face of the earth? All right, these different devices have come into the world, man. All right, you have all these choices and opportunities. Hey, man, and that sounds bad. The more choices and opportunities you have, the more depressed you become. All right, because this is never ending story. Maybe I like this one. Maybe I like that one. Maybe I like this one. Maybe I like that one. You know what I'm saying? But you have all these different choices. Like, well, you'll find something that you'll like about this. You'll find something you'll like about that. There's always pros and cons to certain things, man. You just got to find that one. You know, like if, you know, for you guys that's listening, you know, you play these old video games, you got these little cars and they got the different stats. You know, you can, and sometimes you can create some. Well, you have a car that's like you put all the stats up on the so-called power, or where the car is super fast. You know, it might be super fast, but you ain't gonna have no good handling. You know, or you can have a car that handles very good, but it ain't gonna be super fast. So the best thing to do is have it evenly all the way down the line, man. All right, so you know, it's just, you know, quote unquote generic. You know what I'm saying? But hey, in this here society, man, you know, you have these people that have all these ultimate choices to choose all these different things, man. All right, and then now they can always compare things to, you know, to other things and like, oh, well, this one did this better, this one did that better, this one did, you know, and they're never satisfied, man, with the most choices that they have. All right, you know, if you could think about it, if you only had one job your whole entire life, you worked that life, you will learn to love that job, man. Or a relationship, you will learn how to get with that one person. Look at your grandmama and them, you know, or your great grandmama and them. You know what I'm saying? They done been with their husband and shit like that since they was 14, 15 years old. That's the only person they've ever been with, and learn to love that man. Look at this here society now. By the time they was 15, 16, they didn't have 15, 16 different boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? And they can't find nobody to be with, man. Because, oh, well, Rodney used to do this for me, and Ray used to do that for me, and so-and-so used to do this for me, and so-and-so. Man, you ain't gonna never find nothing that you're really satisfied with because you had too many choices, man. All right, let me go to verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of a cluster and plant of a great people, man. You know, hey, going into what? The elect, man. All right, again, going into those that desire a new heaven and a new earth, because look, that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. We're not happy here, man. We realize this whole place is polluted. It's going to destroy us, man. So we need to be cleansed. We need to be delivered, man. All right, we need a whole new fresh start, man. The whole place is just, the morale of this place is crumbling at a rapid rate. Verse 22, it says, let the multitude perish, then which was born in vain. All right, hey, and that's what a lot of these people was born for. They was just born for missile food, just to die, man, just to be how you say, a reason for judgment. Like, look at these people. Look at what they out here doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at the type of shit that they out here. Like, look at the minds of these people, man. They have to be destroyed, man. There's no more hope out here. The only hope out here, the only beacon of light out here is the elect, man. The ones that's sighing and crying for all these abominations. The only ones that's not comfortable in this place. Everybody else is comfortable in this place and they miseries. And they not even smart enough to be crying out about these things, man. You know, about like when you go into basically the law of rape, man. We crying out because we not comfortable with this shit, man. Esau done took us by force, all right, and put this here wicked shit on us, man, and we not happy with this, man. So what, we gonna be justified in it? But the rest of these people, man, they've been taken by force, been brainwashed, but they like, well, it is what it is. We just gotta make do with what we gotta make do, man. All right, so hey, man, they gotta die along with them, man. All right, so it says, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect, man. All right, so we was raised up from the valley of the dry bones, man. That spirit of life was put back into us, man. We was cleansed through this here word, man. Our eyes was open to see what the truth was, man. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close out with that. There was a couple more precepts, but nevertheless, hey, man, you get the point, man. You know, like the scripture also say, I'll go ahead and quote it, man. For many great tribulation is going to happen to them, you know, and if the time wouldn't be shortened, that no flesh would be saved, you know, going into the things that even what Esau's doing, man. Ain't nobody trying to stand up to the shit that Esau's trying to do, pump you with all kind of crazy stuff, man, defile your minds and everything else like this, man. He's got you beat all the way down to a pulp. Hey, but for the elect's sake, those days are going to be shortened. Second Ezra 8:50. For many great misery shall be done to them that dwell in the latter times. It's a lot. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. All right. Hey, I know better. I know how to do this. I know how to do that, man. But you see these people, they got a term about, Kevin Samuels be talking about this. They about to hit the water in the danger zone. Hey, but that's true enough for a lot of these people, man. If they, men and women, all right, they don't come to this great realization about certain things, man. These guys, not to keep harping on these women, but, how they talk about the women in the danger zone. They get to 35, 40 years old, and they keep trying to have these hot girl summers. Like, girl, look, you not 25 no more. Time's starting to set in on you and everything else like that, man. These men, they got younger women out here and everything else like that, man. But for these men out here, you 35 years old, 40 years old, still trying to get your rap career off the ground and get your little mixtape together. Be like, bruh, you too old for that shit, man. Get that shit up and go get a job, man. All right, you ain't got no skills at 35. Ain't nobody gonna hire you now, man. All y'all done hit the wall. Y'all gotta realize that at this here point in time. So this is why this whole place gotta be destroyed, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. The point was pretty much made, man. There's a moral decline or moral decay in this here place, man. All right, so look. The Lord has to sit here and destroy this here place, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can push in the truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions, defeat and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.